Hiya, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rosie Henshaw. If you're new here, then welcome. It's lovely to meet you. And if you're already existing, guys, then thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate it. Sorry, I've put you over there because obviously this is a craft video and I wanted you to be able to see a bit of work surface, but now I'm literally having to try and climb over the the worktop. So today's video is a craft video. This is very Valentine's-y, but obviously you can do this craft in any different style you want, and I'll show you how. So basically, this concept for everything here can be used on different ideas. And I just want to let you know that obviously you can do these to any style or decor. I'm just featuring it towards Valentine's Day. And my style, my taste is very like country. Obviously I don't get to live in a country cottage, but I like to have it as country as I physically can in my 1930s home. So I'm going for like a country Valentine's inspired crafts. But as I say, you can modify these as you go along. Also as well, I had a little rack of my brain to see what crafts I can bring you at £3 and under. So I'm gonna say, quite a few of these crafts you could do for free because I'm sure a lot of people have these items in their home anyway. If not, then I'm going to say that there'll be maximum, if you had to buy everything in the shops, £3 per craft. So let's get in and hopefully you enjoy it. I have got a bit of hiccups because I did just have some Coke Zero, which I should have just done myself a cup of tea, but I didn't. So the first craft I'm going to get on with is this one. So I did do this at Christmas, I think about 3 years ago now, and I absolutely love this craft. Every year I get the candles out, they look really beautiful. People go, where did you get them from? And the truth is I've done them myself. So when I went to the floral, I went to florist wholesalers and they had some candles in there, so I like to top them up. But I love having little candles around the house. I don't really burn them either. I'm going to cut that off as well because it looks a bit long and scruffy. I like to cut them down a bit. So just plain white candles. Now they do these in the pound shop. I picked up white candles from the charity shop. They're really, really cheap. If you don't already have candles at home, that is. You don't have to have white ones. You can have any colours you want. I just want white because I want the red contrast. And then what you're also going to need is a red candle. Now I know the pound shop sell and also Home Bargain sell for under like £1 the little red tea light votifs that you can get, these ones. So these are £1 in Home Bargains. You can also get them in the pound shop. So I've got a red candle. Yet again, use whatever colours you want. We done red and green on Christmas ones one year, but I know you could do pink if you wanted to. You could paint pumpkins in autumn, in orange and green. You could literally do any concept that you want. You're also going to need a little paintbrush, or you could use a toothpick if you wanted to, just to sort of dab it on the end of a pencil, whatever you want to use for the hearts. I'm going to be using a little brush. I am going to trim my little brush up because I did use all of my brushes when I done matte painting with my friends. I done a little matte painting party, and I think trying to stab them into the choir has made them a little bit choir, whatever it's called, has made them a little bit fluffy, and I want to make sure it's a really sharp little edge. So we've got my candle lit. I've lit it for a couple of minutes just to make sure that the wax, please be careful when you're doing this. I am just literally dipping it into the wax. I'm not going to be touching my brush anywhere near. That's why it's quite a good idea to let it happen for a little while, let it melt for a little while before you do it. So actually, the ring that's around it is rather large, so I'm going nowhere near. And what I'm going to do is, I know this sounds odd, I'm going to put my paintbrush in, and I'm going to let it dry ever so slightly because I feel like you get more of a precision when you do this. And then once it's nearly dry, I'm then just going to point it up. And then it's more detailing. Because I mean, to be fair, you can buy really beautiful detail brushes, but I just get these from the pound shop usually. Not great standards or the works. And then what I'm going to do on these is I'm just going to paint some little hearts onto these. Just going to stipple them on. I'll show you in 1 second. So I'm just going to do a little dot that's slightly thicker at the bottom. And then where the bottom is, I'm going to bring up, so like a V, to basically make like little birdie shapes. And these are going to look really Susie Watson inspired. But as I say, you could obviously do this with the end of a pencil or something, or even a toothpick. One good thing is once it hardens, you can just scrape them off if you feel like you've made a mess. So it's a really good craft to do with friends. This is very much if you want to paint some candles with friends, this would be a good party to sort of host as well. And you start to get the little heart effect that looks really, really beautiful. and then you just go over and do as many as you think it needs. This isn't like an automatic craft. I do know that you can actually buy little tiny wax ones of these. I've seen them on places like Temu. And you can also buy candles that already have hearts on them from like places like Home Bargains and stuff, but I just think it gives it a bit of an expensive flair for some reason when they've got the hand painted wax on them, because when you buy the hand painted wax candles from certain shops, they're quite expensive. And you'll start to see the most beautiful Valentine's ones. You could do polka dots on these, you could variate them, do pink and red. I just think they're gonna look really nice. And then what I think will look nice as well is I've got these little old vintage jugs that I got that I'm gonna use as candle holders. I got these from the charity shop. And I think just popped in these instead of like a candle holder, we can pop them in a candle holder, and I'm going to tie a bit of red velvet ribbon and have them on my table so that when we're having dinner, I'll have the two of them. They're slightly different colours, but I like the little charm that it comes with. And then you've got your lovely little candles, which I just think is really nice. One other style I'm noticing is quite fashionable at Valentine's Day is lots of bows. So you could even paint little bows onto these if you wanted to. I will finish those, and then what I'll do is obviously show you everything styled up at the end. So I'll get onto other crafts so you're not boring you to tears, just painting candles. So I will finish them up and I'll obviously show you them styled at the end of this video. So the next craft I want to share with you, so they were really, really cheap to make. So if you had to go out and buy everything from scratch, even paintbrushes, you can get paintbrushes in the pound shop, you can get the candles in the pound shop and the red candles, so £3 maximum, even if you had to buy everything. But you probably have stuff about the house, so you can even use like toothpicks, end of a pencil, anything you really want to use. So it doesn't even have to be that, but it's a really lovely cheap craft to make. And then you can make loads of these even for friends, for birthdays. You could do birthday numbers on them, initials. It's literally endless. I love painting candles, and it's a really good idea to do that. So the next craft I'm going to go on to is the viral heart cushion. So this went viral, I'd say about 2 years ago. I'd done a similar concept for Easter one year. Haven't done a heart one though, and it was on my Pinterest and I absolutely loved it. So you're going to need some sort of fabric. I've got a chair cover that I got from Dunelm in the sales in last summer, I'm going to say, before Christmas. These went down to £1.50 for a pack of two, so I actually got two for a pack of £1.50. I am a sale hunter, I love that sort of stuff. However, find a nice material. You can go into the charity shop, it could be an old t-shirt, it could be an old jumper, it could be anything you want. This would be quite nice if it was knitted material too. This would also be really good with tea towels. Christmas has just been, I know firsthand, most shops that I go in have got their Christmas tea towels that are in the sale. So they'll have like red gingham ones. They are perfect for Valentine's crafts. You can get things like that in the pound shop. They have cushions. It doesn't have to be red. I just think going for a nice material, probably would have either gone for this or a red gingham. It just gives it that country look. It's Valentine's, but it's not too garish. It's going to match in with my decor. So you're going to need some sort of fabric. So I'm going to be using this. Now this does have a back and a front. You're going to need 2 pieces of fabric or 1 larger piece of fabric. So imagine the size of a standard sort of 42-inch cushion. These I'm going to cut in half actually. Make sure to separate these. I'm going to separate these, take the little tie bits off the end. I'm going to keep them because I'm actually thinking of making with the other one a little heart garland, which I might do a video for if I eventually get around to making one. I'm just going to trim the edges off these where the sewing is. Now this craft is a really, really nice craft. You could easily do this with children. So I'm going to say the price factor of this, it obviously depends on where you get the fabric from. You could even use something you already have at home. I know lots of people have had clear outs after Christmas of clothes and blankets or cushions, any sort of fabric. Like I say, tea towels, great. If you've got a tea towel, use that. Doesn't have to be red if you don't want it to be. If you do want it red, as I say, you can do that. Or I know that my local haberdashery, they have that very, it's rather cheap. It's like a gross grain material. So it's like a cheap fabric. And they do little fat quarters. So I know that they do the gingham ones there. So I can get like little fat quarters for about £2. So, and I'd go for red gingham with this. If you really want it very Valentine's, just take the little bit out that was the insert of the, I'm going to keep these. I like these little ties. You can use them as the little hangs on the hearts if I do go ahead with the scraps and make a little heart garland. So we've got 2 pieces of fabric now, roughly about this size. You're going to need some cardboard or a template. If you feel like you can freehand this, amazing. If you don't feel like you can freehand it like myself, then please use a template. So I've just got a bit of cardboard, got a ring light over Christmas, you know, another one. I just use it for a stand because, and also as well, it will come in handy because my one broke. So whenever I do my dark videos now of an evening, it'll be a bit lighter. I can actually do some lighter videos. It looks horrific in the daytime. You can't have the ring light on in the daytime because otherwise you just look like you're washed out like a ghost. But for the evenings, it's good news, guys. I can do an evening video again. So I just cut out a heart shape. Now, I'm not great at drawing hearts, to be completely honest with you. They're never symmetrical and they're always a little bit pointy. So what I did was I just literally folded it in half and then drew a sort of like rounder plate for the roundness here. And then I done a little V at the bottom and then traced around and then just went and made a bit of a V. While it was folded in half, cut it, opened it, and it was a heart. It did need amending. It was a little bit too like long, if that makes sense. I just shut it again, trimmed it off. So just make a little heart shape on there. You might even have something to trace around, but you could also trace around a square at the bottom and then 2 cereal bowls and then just join around that whole outside and you'll get a heart shape. That's quite an easy one to do. So it's a square at the bottom and then 2 cereal bowls and just join it together and it will sort of like make a heart shape. So anyway, I've got my heart shape. I'm gonna adjust the camera in a second as well so that you can see. I'm gonna lay this bit down, cardboard down. Let's adjust you. As always, you can read my palms again. Now with this being down, I'm gonna draw around this. However, I'm gonna draw roughly about an inch, roughly about an inch, maybe 2 inches to be on the safe side because it's quite a thick material. So I'm going to draw roughly, just making sure when you go around, this does not have to be a perfect shape, guys. It's just every time you do a bit, you can even do dots if you wanted to. I'm just going to make sure that I've got enough width around this heart because I want the cushion that I'm going to be making to be this. So this is a no-sew cushion. These are viral everywhere. These have been viral for a couple of years now. I did save one of these on my Pinterest. I was like, oh, I've got to make one of those. 100% need to make one of those. And I did do a bunny one for Easter. I think that was 3 years ago now. It was the first year Albert was born. So I've been seeing these all over my Instagram. I thought, you know what? Let's do a little viral heart cushion for Valentine's Day. Now, I know a lot of people are using quite bright colours or like very, very Valentine's inspired fabrics. I'm not, just because as I say, I want it to be quite cohesive with my decor. Then what I'm going to do is, now, obviously you don't have to cut 2 bits of fabric at the same time. I'm going to, just because I think it will save me time. So I'm just going to follow the black line around and cut this. And yet again, this doesn't have to be perfect. We can trim this up after. I'm just making sure that both my bits of fabric are together so that I cut them right. She says as she starts to not cut them right. And then don't throw away a bit of cardboard. You're going to need that in a sec. And just cut all the way around this. Love these little scissors. I got these from Home Bargains in the Julia Ashworth range. But I'm not going to lie, I have been cutting paper with them, so I think I've made them go a bit blunt. So you can use any material on this. This would be quite nice as well with an old knitted jumper. I've seen a few knitted ones, they'd look quite nice. Right, so now we've got the 2 hearts back to front. I'm going to leave them flat again, and then now I'm going to bring the cardboard back and place it in at the centre. And then what we're going to do is we are going to cut through both layers till we reach the heart. Now we're cutting them in sort of like that bottom section is a bit of a hard one to show you the width, but we're roughly cutting them about 1 centimetre wide and make sure that your cardboard stays there. It would be great to cut these slightly wider because then you've got less to tie, but then you end up with bigger gaps, I find. So as I say, I did do this with a bunny one. It had a bit more like areas that needed sort of going in and stuff, because obviously it's like the bunny head and the bunny body. But this was the tried and tested method. Right, we've got our habe, got our two sides. Now I'm going to start in the centre, and you're going to get two of your pieces like this, and you are going to knot them together. And then we're going to do the same again. And we are going to go the whole way around this, and we're going to be knotting it. Now if you want to double knot these, you can. I might go in and double knot them after. I've noticed when you do it with like a felt material, so some people were doing it with fleece material, you know, like the fleece blankets, because you can get them really cheaply, can't you? They weren't needing to knot these twice. I feel like that fleece material just knots really, really well. Right. And we're going to go all the way around. I probably will fasten this up for you guys. Lose the will to live at this point, guys. I know it is possibly the most tedious job. It will be worth it. Let me show you. Now you're going to need some sort of like stuffed toy or cushion filling. You can even put wool in this if you really wanted to stuff it with wool to make it super cheap if you have that on to hand. Colour that you don't want to use or leftover stuff. But I'm going to be using a pillow that I no longer use, and it's going to do a lot of my little garlandy bits. I'll show you. Look, it just looks like a little tiny shell cap bonnet, fashionable, but it will look really, really nice. Hole that we've not knotted up. Left quite a little hole. And we're going to pop our stuffing in there. Nicely fill it out. You can make these much bigger if you want to, but obviously I wanted to use that material, and as you'll see, there isn't much. It's about that much either side, so I could have made it slightly bigger. But I've got quite a few of these cushions that I got because I thought these are really nice material. So if I can get something cheap for material, it will always eventually get used. And then I'm just gonna literally tie these. Right, now once you fluff it out, sort of make sure you press all of your stuff in towards the corners and make sure it's all nice and filled really lovely. And then you end up with this really, really cute little no-sew heart cushion. And it's really, really nice. I've got a bit of stuff in there that I need to get off that I sort of tied into it. But then you end up with these sort of like little ties all the way around. So what I'm gonna do is I am just gonna sort of fluff these out so you see them more, so they're a bit more predominant. Obviously you can leave these longer if you want to. I just thought this would be really, really cute on the sofa. And like both sides is really nice. How lovely is this little no-sew cushion? Obviously once I've completed the candles as well, these are just really lovely little Valentine's decor pieces that you obviously don't have to spend a lot on. They can be used from things that you already have at home, and they just look really, really beautiful. So the next thing I'm gonna share with you is a paper craft. Now this is so simple. Anyone can do this. This would be really good for the kids as well. So you don't need large pieces of card. You can use small pieces. I got a pack from the pound shop in their little range. They had like loads and loads and loads of colours of card. I just took the red ones out of it. I thought we had pink in it, but I must have used them at Easter. I think I did last Easter. So I've just got some red card. Now all I'm going to do with these pieces of red card is fold them at the end. I'm not going to fold the paper here though. I'm just going to hold them folded at the end. And I'm just going to cut as if we're going to go rounded at the ends here. So then you've got like semicircles, and when you let go, you've got an oval shape. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to concertina fold this. So fold it one way, fold it that way, and then fold it on itself, fold it back. So you end up with that concertina fold. I'm also going to put my glue gun on for this because I think we can put some string on these. You can use PVA glue or Pritt stick for this. I would say Pritt stick because it'd be quicker, and concertina fold it. So what you end up with is that sort of like fold. Do you know what I mean? So you fold it. I'm also going to use a bit of string. So I had some leftover gift tag from Christmas, but I know that jute would work really nice for this. Any ribbons that you have in scraps or string would be perfect for this. I need to find the end. I'm not done with the end of this. I only need a little loop though. But I thought this is nice. It's Christmas. I'm sure people have some leftover Christmassy bits. So I've got some like red and white twine, which I think will look really, really nice with this. I'm going to wait for my hot glue gun to heat up. I'll show you a little PVA glue one, not PVA, Pritt stick one. So then you want to make sure that these go in half and literally fold them, and then obviously fold them out again. Where is my glue stick? Some Pritt stick. You can obviously use not branded Pritt stick. We've got blue on this from crafting. I'm just going to do a bit of glue on the inside and the inside there. The only thing is I don't think the string will stay or hold very well with Pritt stick, so it might be good with a little bit of hot glue gun. And then once you've stuck it together, spread it out a little bit, and you end up with these lovely little paper hearts. Now I've actually brought in one of my big vases because I'm planning on doing what I've done for Easter, just cutting some twigs down from the garden, like large twigs, and then hanging lots of little hearts from it for Valentine's Day on my table as a centerpiece. I think that look really beautiful. Also as well, if you've got skewers, bamboo skewers that you use for like barbecues and stuff, cut the sharp ends off each, a little bit of glue to make them as sticks. You could pop them with bunches of flowers and just a little bit of decor. You could just shove them in little pots or utensil pots around the house. So easy to make. Add them to string, make loads of bunting. The card is just so cheap to buy. You can get a coloured card anywhere. And also, if you don't want to go and buy a coloured card, this is, I'm going to say, basically free craft. Old books, magazines, cut heart shapes. It's just, you could really go to town with this. So I'm just going to cut another little arch shape. They don't have to be perfect. Mine never are. But when you make the folds, make sure that the folds are about that sort of deep, because then I feel like you could do big ones of these as well. I just found using the little pieces of card. I'm not sure what size they are. They're like little envelope sizes. You can use envelopes that you're not using. Right. Is my glue gun hot yet? Yes, it is. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue up the centre. I'm also going to put my string, going to fold it in half, stick them together. And then we've got little hanging hearts, which I think are really beautiful. And you could do these with white paper. So that'd be really nice as well if you just had white paper or card and you've got the children to colour in or draw like little red patterns and stuff on them, or pink pens, and then you can hang these. I just think they'll look really nice. I might even hang some from my hops up there. It just adds a lovely little charm, and they're basically free to make. Then, so we've got a little cushion, little heart cushion. We've got painted candles. We've also got our little paper hearts as well. Just wait for that hot glue to dry, go hard, so I don't want to like pull it apart. Little paper hearts. And then lastly, I wanted to show you, so I got this teapot from Home Bargains. Now they have these in the pound shop too. Home Bargains, they're a £5. You can get them from the pound shop, and they're £3.99. Well, they were before Christmas because I was going to get one then. So I have my Emma Bridgewater heart teapot and put it on the table, and we have like a breakfast together. We have like a Valentine's breakfast, which is always really nice. Albert is going through a stage of really wanting to pour the tea. However, I'm a bit dubious with him doing that. One, it's quite hot, it's got to be careful, but also I'm worried that it's going to break. So we help him do it. However, I thought if I get a little teapot and I decorate it really cheaply for Valentine's Day with little sort of hearts on it, I usually get my little heart one out of my polka dot one. So I thought I'm going to do a heart one because then it's Valentine's Day, and if you guys want to have a little heart teapot, you can obviously do this on plates if you want to, or you could also do it on cups really cheaply. I got a packet of faux Sharpies, not real Sharpies. These are from the works. So if you wanted to use a mug that you've already got or a plate or whatever, obviously go get your pens. I also do individual pens as well in some craft shops as well. You don't have to spend that amount of money. This was just a little bonus one because I'm doing this anyway, so I thought it'd be quite nice to tag you along and show you this, what I'm doing at home. So I'm going to get a red Sharpie out. I'm hoping that these are decent because I did have Sharpies, the boys had Sharpies. Or you could use Posca pens. But I will let you know, I'll put it in the description box below. What you can do is with Sharpies, you can actually bake your item in the oven at a low temperature slow. I'll Google it and have a little look where it is. And then you literally pop it in the oven and it seals it. So then you can wash it and use it as normal and it seals the pen in it. So I'm just going to draw little tiny hearts on this. This is going to look very Susie Watson, I think. Is it Susie Watson? No, it isn't. Sophie Allport. And you haven't got to even draw the hearts because the Sharpies are absolutely the perfect size to draw these on. It's more about placement of where you want it. Literally, I'm drawing these. So I'm just going up in the corner. I'm not even making it thicker. I'm just going over a couple of times because the Sharpie is, this Sharpie is like the perfect size really for this. You could do names on these. As I say, polka dots. You can make some mugs with these as well. I think I'm going to go in with some pink too. I think I've gone a bit overboard with the red, but I was just getting so excited from what it looked like. You can obviously go back over these a bit more as well to add a bit more depth of colour once they're there. You can see where you want them. I'm not sure if you can wipe these off, but look how cute that looks. Look how cute my teapot is. Just the red on this. And then as well, on the top of the teapot, you've got to have a little heart on the top of the lid. It's just got to be done. I just think it looks really beautiful. I'm going to put the lid on this and we'll do the back of this as well. But for not very much money at all, you can really create some really beautiful Valentine's crafts. And they're just really, really sweet and lovely. And I think they look really, really beautiful. I'm going to style them around my house now and show you the end. However, I'm going to say goodbye now and I'm just going to insert the clip of them styled up in my home. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, guys. Please don't forget to tag me if you make any of these bits. It'd be really nice to see yours. So I've been Rosie Henshaw. See you later. Take care. Bye.